am going to suggest something you may not like hearing. If you want to improve, lose. Hello again. I'm David Popeil, your host for Cross Court Rabbit Complete Tennis, and I want you to consider this. Let's say you've decided to improve your two-handed backhand. You take a lesson in which the pro teaches you to dip the racket head below your wrists in the rear of the backswing, the way the touring pros do. Great tip. Now you go out the next day and play a set, and what happens? You lose. You lose badly because your backhand is horrible. You are thinking about dipping the racket head in the rear of the backswing, and that is throwing your timing and coordination all off. You are spraying backhands all over. It ain't fun. Now you have a choice to make. Do you practice the new backhand on court with a hitting partner or against the wall or with a ball machine, but don't use it when you're keeping score until you've improved your technique? Or do you just keep playing with the new backhand in matches? Well, I am going to suggest that you take the road of humiliation. Keep playing with the new stroke in matches, at least in recreational matches when nothing is at stake other than, of course, your ego. And I say this because I am sure that you want to learn the new, improved technique as quickly as possible. Well, in my experience, the greatest incentive to change, the thing that brings change most quickly, is losing. I offer an admittedly extreme example. 12 years ago, I decided to change my ground strokes completely. From the old linear strokes I learned as a kid and had played with for a very long time, to the modern strokes with their loop backswings, greater torso rotations, longer follow-throughs, etc. The only thing I didn't change was I stuck with a one-handed backhand, but I modernized it. I took about half a dozen lessons and I studied what the pros were doing. But more importantly, on the day I decided to change, I also decided to never again hit even a single stroke, forehand or backhand, the old way. And I stuck to that decision. Well, I did deviate on 2 or 3 occasions in the beginning, a total of maybe 50 strokes. But I think I can say that for all intents and purposes, I stuck with that resolution. And consequently, there ensued a period of time during which I made a lot of people on the other side of the net very happy. There was one opponent in particular who had never taken more than 2 games a set from me. We played the first week I began the transition and she beat me 6-love, 7-5. I've never seen a happier tennis player. But it worked. 3 years later, I had made the transition. Actually, in real time, it was only 2 years because during that period, an injury kept me off the court for a total of 12 months. Now, at the end of that time, I wasn't fully back to the level I had been before, but I was competitive again. And it wasn't long before I returned to, and then, with my improved strokes, surpassed my previous level of play. And there was this. The first year of the transition, I had the most fun playing tennis I have ever had. That was because virtually every time I went out to hit against the wall, which I did a lot of, or to practice on court or to play, something got a little better. That was a great feeling. Understand, I am not suggesting that you change everything all at once or even that you change an entire stroke all at once. What I'm suggesting is that whatever smaller change you embark upon, immediately start playing with it in matches. I offer this suggestion because, and here is the big takeaway, losing is the greatest incentive to change. Believe me, I did not enjoy losing to everyone for 3 years, but I'm convinced that the changes would have taken considerably longer had I merely practiced them before I risked playing matches with them. Think of it this way. What do you want more in the short to medium term? To win or to improve so that you can win more later on? I hope this was helpful. If you liked it, please click the thumbs up icon down there. Doing so will help bring the video to the attention of other tennis players. And if you're not already subscribing to the channel, please consider checking the subscribe button as well. Of course, any comments you may have, leave them below. And as always, I want you to keep playing and enjoying the greatest of all games. I'll see you again soon.